Shalom, Saint. Welcome to this special audio broadcast titled Handling Divine Delay. So, while you're preparing to listen and watch this broadcast, I want to encourage you right now to please subscribe for updates on our website www.hoinigeria.com, and also watch us on YouTube at NWCAK. Follow us on Facebook and other social media networks. Please like and share our videos and posts. We want to hear from you feedback on how this ministry is affecting and impacting your life. Thank you. Now, I felt Jehovah speaking to me about divine delay. How do we handle divine delays? For many people, their circumstances has lingered beyond what they can handle or what they can bear. And through scriptures, I will be helping us see that divine delay is part of how Jehovah prepares our hearts to operate in longevity in the assignment He's calling us to fulfill. Divine delay is one of the ways Jehovah prepares us for an assignment so we can walk in longevity in the assignment He's preparing us to walk in. Now, let me quickly take you to the scriptures. The text for this teaching is from 1 Samuel 13, 8 to 9. A very interesting reading. 1 Samuel 13, 8 to 9. It says, And Samuel tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. And Saul said, Bring hither a burnt offering to me, and a peace offering. And he offered the burnt offering. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of the offering, of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. And Samuel said, What hast thou done? And Saul said, Because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the time appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash. Therefore I said, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and have not made supplication unto Jehovah. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, Thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of Jehovah the Elohim, which he commanded thee. For now would Jehovah have established thy kingdom upon Israel. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. Jehovah has sought him a man after his own heart, and Jehovah has commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which Jehovah commanded thee. Now let's hold on a while as I mention some few things from the reading of the scriptures. Samuel had told King Saul that he was going to show up in 7 days. 7 days was appointed time to which Samuel was supposed to show up. On the 7th day after waiting, Saul was having a sense. It appears Samuel must have forgotten the schedule or the schedule. Did Samuel forget what is planned to happen? Why is Samuel not showing up? There is an emergency and Samuel is not showing up. Saul became so frustrated. And to make matters worse, we see in verse 8 of 1 Samuel 13 that as he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel had appointed, but Samuel came not to Gilgal. The people were scattered from him, so people began to leave. So they were waiting for this prophet Samuel, but he wasn't showing up. And all of Saul's men begins to mortar, begin to argue, begin to complain, and they began to disperse. They were dispatching. Everyone were going their own way. Fear of being left alone, Saul took upon himself to carry out the role and the function of the prophet. And it's a strong principles we all can borrow from this story. When God allows us to go through divine delays, we must be careful of taking matters in our own hands. The problem with so many people today is that they take matters into their own hands. And whenever you are going through divine delays, one of the primary challenge you will face is the temptation to take matters in your own hands. When things are not working as you expected, when things are not moving as you expected, be careful of taking matters into your own hands. And that was a challenge for here for King Saul. Samuel, who was a representative and a spokesman, an oracle of Jehovah, had given him an appointed time to which he will show up to offer sacrifice to Jehovah and to offer supplication to Jehovah so Israel can win the victory against the Philistine. So here is the war sound blowing, and they needed Samuel, and Samuel is nowhere to be found. Have you been in a situation where you needed something so much, but that which you needed is nowhere to be found? Have you been in the face of a deadline? You are told you have 12 o'clock to get the money, and the Lord tells you, be still, I will provide. And then you get to the deadline and there's no provision. Instead of waiting, you start calling people, you start rushing to men, you start trying to fix the matters by yourself. This was a trap King Saul faced, and every leader, every one of us will be faced with this situation, and we must learn to handle divine delays. We must learn to handle divine delays. Because why? Delays can be frustrating. Nothing frustrates people the way delay does. Marital delay, delay in conception, delay in getting a good job, delay in one way or the other. Delays frustrate. And delay can make you a person who does not or cannot wait upon Jehovah. Because what? Delay puts you in a hurry. Delay will make you try to fix things yourself. You become a man or a woman who want to fix things yourself. You start becoming pushy, manipulative, controlling. Because why? Those are fruits of a person walking in delays. But what if your delay is orchestrated divinely by Jehovah? Have you passed the test of delay? Saul was faced with a test of delay. Every one of us will be faced with a test of delay. The resources may not come at the time you expect it to come. The blessing may not come at the time you expect it to come. The breakthroughs may not come at the times you are expecting the breakthrough to happen. Even if there are times when Jehovah himself has said, I will show up. And at the time he says so, there is no showing up. The thing we must master is to master how to rest upon his word. How to consider him faithful, even when our circumstances does not line up. So we must learn to count him faithful who has promised. That's what the Bible tells us. Learn to call him faithful who has promised. By taking matters into his own hands, Saul was saying that Samuel was not faithful. Saul was saying Samuel could not be trusted. Saul was saying we cannot wait on the Spirit. Saul was putting flesh in the place of the Spirit. If the Spirit says wait, let's not try to fix things our own way. And most of the problems, calamities, pain you'll go through in life repeated failures will be because you took matters in your own hands when Jehovah was saying, wait, when he was saying, be still, when he was saying, be sober. This is critical today. You must learn to handle your divine delays. Don't be like Saul, who took matters in his own hands. Jehovah bless you today. May Jehovah keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you. May he be gracious to you and may he give you peace. And as we bring these words to a conclusion, I remind you once again of 1 Samuel 13, 8 to 9. He, Saul, waited 7 days, the time set by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal. And Saul's men began to scatter. So he said, bring me the burnt offering, and the fellowship offerings. And Saul offered up the burnt offering. Saul made a mistake, a gross mistake that cost him his kingdom. Because when God is silent, when God has not shown up, don't try to fix things your own self. Bless you, saints.